Hello everyone, I hope you're doing well. Today we're going to talk about dating apps and online dating, which is the only type of dating I've ever done. I have never met someone in person and gone on a date with them ever. I want to tell you some stories, some rules of the road you should know if you're going to start with dating apps, and just some advice in general about dating apps. Granted, this is coming from a person who has never had a long-term partner, so forgive me, but this is the best I got. I downloaded my first dating app when I was like 3 weeks away from my 18th birthday. And look, I know I should have waited. I know that's not allowed, but hear me out. I was with a friend. We were in my car, vibing, 3 weeks away from my 18th birthday, talking about dating and starting to download these apps. And the topic of Grindr came up. She convinced me to download Grindr and create a profile. Now, to me, at 17, I thought Grindr was just like the app where you meet other gay people for dates. I didn't really know that Grindr was used for one purpose and one purpose only. So here I am, 17, in this car, making my Grindr profile, and it's like way too serious a profile. I'm not here to hook up, I'm here to find the love of my life. We're looking at all of these shirtless dudes, just scrolling, and oop, a notification. Oh, what's that? Another notification. And they start kind of piling up, and I'm thinking to myself, whoa, I must be a catch. I felt super cool and super hot. And then I opened the page with all the messages, and they were all from 60-year-old men. Yeah, that was my first experience with Grindr. I think that's everyone's first experience with Grindr. I deleted it very shortly after. So after that, I waited until I was 18 to explore other apps. I did kind of deep dive into the apps. Did my Tinders, my Bumbles, my Hinges. I even tried some of the other like gay-focused apps like Scruff. I haven't downloaded Scruff since I was 18, but I've always had the best luck with Tinder. I think this is very like location dependent because that was true up until I moved to Seattle where there is no one on Tinder. For straight people, Tinder I feel like is pretty much just a hookup app, and it serves sort of the same niche as like Grindr, but just with a little less fucking insanity. But as a gay guy and in California, Tinder wasn't like strictly for hookups. That's what Grindr was for. So I actually had like quite a bit of luck on Tinder. Most everyone I went on dates with, I met on Tinder in California. Then I moved to Seattle. No one's on Tinder. I scrolled through and I was like, Jesus, I made a mistake moving here. There's no one here. And then you guys, I downloaded Hinge and it was like an oasis in the Sahara. Okay, the options on Hinge were just top tier. These men are so beautiful. Bumble, truthfully, I've never had any luck on. So you downloaded an app. You're on Tinder, you're on Hinge, you're on Bumble, whatever. You're on Grindr. Hey, I don't judge. If you're talking to someone, can we all just agree that you need to like send a question and they need to follow up with a question? So many people here do not do that. We need to talk about it. So often I will say, oh my God, what are you studying in school? And they'll say, oh, biology, period. Girl, what am I supposed to do with that? You need to follow up with a question. Thank you. You need to say, biology. How about you? What did you study in college? I mean, come on, anything, something. You would think that would just be known, but no. I don't know about y'all, but I am a big texter on these apps. Okay, this might not float everyone's boat, but I want to know everything about you before we go on a first date. Sorry. Now that being said, there is something really cool about matching with someone, sending maybe a couple text messages just to know that they're real, and then going on a first date and learning about each other on the first date. That's cool too. But what's more cool? What's more cool is when you know pretty much everything about them already, and you know that you have good banter through text. And fuck, you know what their maiden name is, okay? You know their security questions. And then you go on a date and you can like immediately get into the more important things. I know that's gonna be controversial. I know not everyone is up for that, but please just like be an okay texter. Let's just talk. Let's learn a little bit about each other. I can't go on a date with you like tomorrow. This has to be a weekend thing. So if it's Tuesday, we need like 3 or 4 days of chatting and then we can go on a date. Thank you. Another rule I would say for dating apps, your profile needs to have something in it that I can latch onto and mention in the first message. So many profiles are just like, oh, just figuring it out, or don't know why I'm on here. Like, you need to give me some personality. Please tell me a hobby you're into. Open with a question, something that I can latch onto and get the conversation rolling. You know what? I'm gonna go on a real limb here and I'm gonna really put myself out there for this. but let me show you my dating profile. So this is my Hinge profile. Gonna be so real. I feel a little uncomfortable showing you this, but like, what's the point if we're not being honest, right? Okay, here's my profile. Look, we open it up with like a little smiley pic. Next, some things I'm interested in. This is what you need to do on your profile too. What are you interested in? Anyone who's interested in photography, journaling, or coffee can open up with, yo, I love coffee. Let's grab coffee. Something easy. Come on, give me something. Got a pic of a friend. Look, cute. I love that dog. It's not my dog, but it's very cute. Now here, this is where you can see a little bit of my personality. I feel like that's really important for a dating app, to show just a little bit of who you are. Next pick is like, oh, I have more than one friend, and also I can have fun. I was running out of prompts. I didn't know what else to put. I just know that one time I went on a date and a guy cooked me dinner and I fell in love, like from the start. So that's what I wrote on here. Next, okay, I just thought my eyes were nice and blue in this one. Pretty chill. This last one, I'm gonna be so real. I felt like I was looking pretty snatched that day. Cute outfit. I'm not one to put shirtless pictures on my profile, but I'll give you a little taste, you know, a little something, pique the imagination, but that's it. That's all you're gonna get. You know, that guy's cute. Sorry, I got a little distracted. Okay, look at this. Look at this profile. Obviously, I'm gonna blur some things, but what is that bio? This is an example. What can I start with? Oh, like how's UW? I mean, I guess that's it. Give me something. Our last segment today, I wanna chat on some advice. Like I said, I've never had a boyfriend, so take it or leave it. But in the many first dates I've had, these are the tips that I've learned that I wanna share to you. My biggest tip is to not let a first date, a second date, a third date, whatever, impact your self-worth. When I was 18, going on my first dates, if that guy didn't like me, I wanted to die. I was like, my confidence would hit the floor. Many a nights listening to Phoebe Bridgers and feeling very sad. Nowadays, if a guy doesn't like me on a first date, that's totally chill. It wasn't meant to be. It wasn't gonna work. That's fine. If he's really hot, yeah, that sucks and it's a loss. But it doesn't really say anything about you. It just says that you all weren't aligned. So if that's the one takeaway, please do not let a date impact your self-worth or your self-confidence or how much you love yourself. Please, it's gonna be okay. Next, I am a big advocate of closing the intimacy gap quickly. I would say go in for a hug. If y'all have been talking for a few days, go in for a little hug. Close the gap. It breaks the awkward tension of meeting someone new. And I feel like it just sets a good tone for the rest of the date. You know, a little hug hello, a hug goodbye. Similarly, if it's feeling right, I would say yes, do a first kiss on the first date. Some people might think that's too much. Like, I totally get it. Maybe it is. But I've gone on many dates, some of which we had our first kiss on the first date, some of which we did not. And what I will say is that on the dates where we did not share intimacy on the first date, whether that's like a hug or a kiss, especially if it's a kiss, then it makes it feel like a thing. Like the next time you hang out, oh shit, now you have to have like a first kiss because you can't go on 2 dates without a first kiss. And now suddenly it's a big deal and there's like all this pressure. Is it gonna be good or is it gonna be bad? Or, you know, it just makes it a thing. And I found on those dates where we did share a first kiss on like a first date, it takes the pressure out of it. You already know this person. It makes everything feel a little more comfortable because you've already broken that barrier. Those are my 2 tips. My one question for you all, can someone please tell me if it's common for a first date to last into like a first night, into like a first day? Now, stop. I'm not suggesting what you think I'm suggesting. Mostly. But some of my favorite dates that I've been on are like a many hour long date. I think my love language is just like quality time. I've gone on some, you know, lunch first dates, or like I went on a wine tasting first date one time. That was very nice. And they end and you go home and it's fine. The first dates that are like a dinner and then maybe an after dinner drink and then maybe like an ice cream and then like, oh, why don't you show me your apartment? And then like, oh, you know, go to the apartment and like, oh, wow, you're really hot. Let's kiss and let's go to bed. But like not like literally go to bed. And then, oh shit, it's the morning. Maybe let's grab a coffee and then kiss goodbye. Perfect first date. That is incredible. But I don't know if that's really common. I don't think it is for straight people. To be clear, I'm not talking about like a hookup. I'm asking just for a normal first date with the goal of a long-term thing. Is that common for a first date? I think, at least in my experience, it kind of is. Maybe not the majority of the time, a solid minority of the time. Like a good 30 or 40%. That is how my first dates go. I don't know if that's just a me thing or if that's like an everyone thing. So please let me know. That is all I want to talk about when it comes to online dating and dating apps and first dates and things like that. Last time we chatted about this, y'all fucking loved when I talked about dating. So that's why we're chatting about it again today. Let me know how your dating app experience has been and tell me, are there any other rules that we need to solidify, to write down? Is there anything I missed? How can I make my dating profile better? Please give me advice, but like, be kind. Thank you. Have a good rest of your night. I hope to see you again sometime soon. If you liked the video, maybe like and subscribe. Ha. Okay, slipped it in there. Good nights. Goodbye. Good nights. Goodbye. Goodbye.